Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday the 23rd, Eve of Christmas Eve, something like that. God, my hair's all messed up. I know I'm long-haired and scruffy right now, but that's the way it is. Ho, ho, ho. Anyway, this week's topic, I didn't have one pre-picked, but I had several calls about, and it was interesting. The question was, what is the importance of building a team? It's one of my three pillars that I really focus on. And so I thought I'd discuss, what it is about building a team that's really important. So I'm going to break out this slideshow, and I hope everybody can see it. And here we go. So why building a team is so important. Again, I'm Travis Shore, C3 Project Pro. Sorry about that. So where to begin? So it goes, what and who do you really need? And what I mean by that is, we're going to get right into it. Excuse me. Number one, your need is based on your SOW, your scope of work. So in order to get your scope of work, you're going to need to perform a proper PCA, which is property condition audit. And that's when you go up to your site, flip, whatever it is you're working on, and take a look at it from the curb to the back gate, from the foundation to the shingles, everything, all inside, and really given, we provide, a full checklist for your, property condition audit for you. And it'll give you a break. You will determine your breakdown of what your strong needs are based on that. Then number two, you're going to, the scope of work, it will be developed by that based on all the improvements that you need to do to flip or complete your renovation. Second thing I want you to do is be honest with yourself what you can do really. I'm currently working with one of my students in town here, actually on site. He wants to learn, and I really applaud his, willingness to learn, but he just doesn't have a whole lot of experience in order to tackle these things. So, my advice to him is to really understand where he's at in the process as far as skill set. And, I think he'd be better off really building, completing module one in a course that I have, the pre-construction, phase, doing that properly and actually running the job like a business. And that's my hope for him. And I think in time he'll develop some more performance skills, especially a demo. You can get in there and get all that done. And, demo is a great way to save some money if you're putting some sweat equity in. And when I say really what you can do, understand when you're building out your schedule and with your scope of work, you need to be respectful of everybody else's time. And, if you think you're going to do it in 2 days and it takes you 2 weeks, you've bumped people's schedule. So that's really where my, push for knowing truly where you're at with that. And then, so the balance of the work that's going to be performed, it identifies your who. Let's go on to the next thing. So now we're going to vet your who. And so first, you're going to meet some subcontractors. Now, we have a list also on how to find and secure subcontractors and vendors. But with this, first things first, you're going to meet them, establish some trust, build some rapport with them. Understand if you like them. And, I don't care if a referral, whatever, came from your mother. If you get a funny feeling about them, if there's something off, if the meeting, move on. There's plenty of subs out there. We have ways of finding subs and getting in people's schedule. We're happy to help you. And once you finally get some people, do existing job site visits. Is the condition of the job site something that you're going to be satisfied with? You're going to want a clean, organized job site, no wasteful materials, no food debris everywhere. Somebody that respects the work environment just as much as you would. And then interview some past clients, see how they liked them. Did they communicate? Did they show up on time? Did they follow through? All those things are really important to vetting your who. And then again, how easy is it for you to communicate with them? Are the discussions able to be mutual in engagement? Is the communication respectful? Are they actually following through when they say, hey, I'll call you on Tuesday? Is that Tuesday of this week or Tuesday of next never? Anyway, that's really what I'm about vetting. Now we're going to go to subs, or I put in their partners. I like to call them trade partners. Subcontractors is kind of this is where this is going to be a little bit of wordplay, because subcontractors are just that. You're acting as your own general contractor, your own owner's rep. But, when you're hiring your subcontractors, if you treat them like trade partners and tell them they're, really a vital, important part of the process, they might have some more buy-in to it. And so a subcontractor is really an independent contractor, just like a trade partner is. But a trade partner is somebody that you really plan on having a long-term relationship with. somebody that you're going to establish trust and respect with. I'm going to say you're establishing trust and respect with both your sub and your trade partner. The trade partner is a little bit closer to you, and if you're going to continue to give a lot of work for that trade partner, you're more likely to engage in, say, discounted rates or things like that with a trade partner versus a subcontractor. So next, you're going to have a pre-construction meeting. I just call it the pre-con. And so this is where you're going to gather all your players, all the people who you've identified as your who. And this is going to be your, typically electrician, plumber, mechanical, probably your drywall person. And then the flooring stuff will be later. But I'm talking the behind the scenes stuff. Of how things are going to come together. It might even be a framing contractor if you're subbing that out, and if you've got a trade partner, or whatever. Even if you have a working site superintendent on your job site, that person would need to be present in order to, maybe there's for example, we were just looking at a project, and they need the HVAC guy needs a new AC landing pad, constructed in the attic, which no problem, but I didn't know about that location, et cetera, et cetera. So just need to make sure that you have all the information. What the last thing you want to do is be across town doing something else, and you have to load up, get all your stuff, do a mobilization, and get over there for an hour's worth of work when you could have had the information up front. And that's the kind of stuff you're looking for at the pre-con. You're going to ask for if there's any scope creep or gap, meaning where one person's job stops, another one begins. Is there an overlap? Is there something missing? Ask them their professional opinion on any suggestions or ideas of time saving or material or money saving, or if they had a layout interpretation. If the canvas is clean and you're moving stuff around, maybe they have a good idea, like, wow, that you just didn't think of. So anyway, and at that meeting, you're going to revise and clarify your scope. You'll get updated budget numbers, update your schedule finally, and establish your project kickoff. And that way you have all the information at hand. Next, you're going to earn the respect of your team. I don't know why this is acting like that. Earning the respect of your team is being prepared. When your plumbers are showing up to do rough-in, have the cabinet plans there so they know exactly where the sink centers are and your ice maker goes, and your water supply line for your fridge is what I'm referring to, where the vanity centers are, because some of them are offset if you have drawers on one side. Basically answering all their questions ahead of time. So it just shows that you're ready to, really truly manage the job. And, because you want them to, have time savings and be efficient too. The more efficient that they can be on your job site, and the more effort you're showing that you're trying to make them more efficient, the more likely you're going to, get those discounts with your trade partners when you're really showing up like that. Clean your job site. That's not really a hard one. And I know that sounds a little, ticky-tack, if you will, but there's nothing worse than running around your job site and tripping over stuff that doesn't need to be there. Just always have it clean. I was, my student, I was talking to him, even in his demo, he's got the drywall off the wall, but there's nails and screws everywhere. And I mean, one, it's a nuisance for the drywall guy, because that's work that they don't need to be doing, but also a safety thing. You go run your hand up a stud and cut your hand on an old rusty nail. That's not what you want to do. Have the owner supplies ready. So, if you're the one providing fixtures, if it's, FBO, furnished by owner, make sure that the shower valves are there. Make sure that your boxes are there. Don't have the plumbers running around getting all that stuff. And then electrician, you're not going to, for rough-ins, electrical guy will have all his boxes and wires, stuff like that. But, when it comes time to trim out, make sure all the lights are there. And then make sure you clean the site between all phases, and, show that respect to each and every person. The other thing that does is, like, let's just say you have a tub or a shower, or some finished product on site. It'll allow you the opportunity to really inspect it between phases. And you can actually sign off, especially tubs. It's like, hey, look, when you showed up, there's no scratches, no screw marks, no dings. Let's keep it that way. And you can inspect it after them. And then that way, who to refer to when it comes time to cleaning. And then communicate. Scheduled problems, scheduled delays, stuff's going to happen. And when I say communicate, I'm referring to, if there's an issue, a change of schedule, communicate everybody affected downstream, and just so they're not wasting a trip over there to show up and you're not ready. So that's really the best ways to earn the respect of your team. So recap, your need based on your scope of work. Make sure that you've identified who's doing what, and get that person in. Vet your who. So and so that just means get references, talk to them, talk to past clients, take a look at their job sites. Subs or trade partners, literally interchangeable, one and the same, but it's an emotional connection. I'm not going to call it a nuanced relationship, but it really is a connection that it stands the test of time. Pre-construction meeting gets everybody on the same page, gets them excited about the project. You get information as far as things you may have missed, not thought of. Final budget, final schedule, and project kicked off. And then, of course, we talked about earning the respect of your team. And what I mean by that, really, that's a huge one. Communicate and give them a clean job site. That goes miles. Anyway, my name is Travis with C3 Project Pros. This is my book a call link. If you would like to talk to me about any questions you have, I look forward to hearing all your content or questions that you have that I can provide answers for. And I actually like answering these questions. So this is the eve of Christmas Eve, and I hope everybody has a happy, warm, and safe Christmas season. I know there's a cold going across the country right now. I got friends up in Montana, and it's way, way, way sub-zero. Like my buddy in Great Falls said it was 38 below. It's like, yeah, been there, done that. No thanks. Anyway, that's the presentation there. Let me see if there's any questions on here, and I do not see any questions today. I trust people are having a big time out, maybe having a hot toddy or what is that drink we used to do? It was hot buttered rum we used to do all the time every year at Christmas. So I hope everybody's having a great time and enjoy a safe holiday season. And I will see you first couple weeks in January. Have a great night. Thank you.